Even though the emotional spectrum is broken right now, when you run to Red Lanterns, best believe there's going to be some anger. This series has been nothing but action-packed, and we're only in issue 3. So let's get to it. The Atrocitus going at John Stewart and Hawkgirl, telling him, the Green Lanterns took my power away. Have you had enough of this? John's like, we didn't do anything. Atrocitus says otherwise. He saw what he did because he was there. Talks about how these supposed Red Lanterns came and sabotaged the battery, which is the lifeblood of the Red Lanterns, leaving the current then Red Lanterns for dead. While a lot of Red Lanterns died, some still stayed alive. Some having no powers, no anything. They end up getting kidnapped by slave traders. With one last final push for the rage within inside, Xylas Zox was the only one left who felt more than anyone. That's why they were able to take the ship over and have their revenge. John tells them, look, we're not here to fight, but also those were United Planets lanterns. But Hawkgirl says he's not buying, smacking Atrocitus out of the ship. He begins to see red because she wants revenge for her people. Then, giant golden spear begins to take shape, and we see the god that is worshipped by the Thanagarians, Horus, come to life. Pick up with Kilowog and Razor, and Razor is kind of knocked out because he's dealing with sorrow. Kilowog shows Razor that he may have had a different effect on him. The sorrow is feeling other emotions such as hope. He leaves the battlefield telling them that Starbreaker will stop them once and for all. Horus out, Atrocitus sees that he's made entirely of Nth metal. He tells Dexstar to shoot it immediately. And so they do. Horus the god yells in his ancient language, who dares attack a god? Horus is going to blast the ship to hell. But John tells him no. Horus annihilates the ship completely. John leads Kilowog and Razor to go protect the survivors. But Hawkgirl's telling him to let them die. John refuses. He says, I'm going to help them and I'm going to try to keep this boat afloat. Because John then begins to use his power as the builder. Completely assemble the ship together. Atrocitus is shocked, but Hawkgirl tells her, not with John Stewart. He is a different breed. Atrocitus remembers that Xylas is the source of the ship's power, and if the ship is torn in half, he might explode and kill everyone. Atrocitus then demands Xylas to give him the energy. Hawkgirl's telling him it's going to be too much for you, but he does not listen whatsoever. And he begins to take all of the rage that Xylas has been holding on to. But then after a while, it becomes too much for Atrocitus, causing Hawkgirl to use her nth metal to absorb some of the energy. With their combined might, they end up saving Xylas. Of course, we cannot forget the Golden God outside the ship. He's ready to blast again. Hawkgirl uses some of that stored energy within her mace and hits Horus, causing him to stop. And Hawkgirl and Horus begin to have a conversation. Because even though that a lot of rage was going on in Shayera because of people being gone, she sees the hope. She knows that she can do something because she is a superhero. She tells Horus to spare them, that she can spread the great name of Horus amongst her Thanagarians. Horus tells her, you are a true child of Horus. I will find a new home. Tell them it was because you have the heart of a warrior. Back on Oa, with the Red Lanterns not having a power source altogether and with them possibly not being able to survive, they end up being put into cryostasis. Before Atrocitus is frozen in his cryostasis, Razor tells him, there's something more than just anger, way more to life, if you have the willpower to control it. Atrocitus' rage continues on with a ring or without, as he is put in his stasis. Then see Shayera and John having a conversation with each other. He sees that something's wrong with John, and she wants him to express how he feels. So John tells her that he recently lost his mother and it's been eating him up because he wasn't around enough. Then he kind of overreacted and he was around maybe too much because trouble came along the way and she didn't survive. Shayera comforts John, telling him that there's some things that are just out of our control, and that being a hero doesn't mean that we're perfect. We must face our losses. Jonathan asks Shire how long can she stay. She can't stay long because she has to go and find other Thanagarians about Horus and find their new home. But she'll stay for dessert. And so will John. And go back to the planet of the Red Lantern Corps as we see the fellow bodies of the Red Lanterns. See sorrow absorbing all the loss and suffering amongst everyone, promising that the suffering will stop. See y'all in issue 4 of the Green Lantern Corps. Take care.